minutes in, it just cut on me. I don't know why it cut, but we're back here. So I have chat pulled up here. So if you're in chat, what's up? Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday afternoon here, and we are T minus about 3 days, about 72 hours until our winter storm here. Let me get a sip of Coke Zero. Keep the energy flowing. What's up, everybody? All right. Now that we're getting some people in here, let's start to break down our storm and where we stand right now. National Weather Service, look at these winter storm watches, not warnings. They're watches. So the difference is a watch comes out first, and then as you get closer, within 36, 48 hours, then the warning comes. So you can see here, hopefully my little drawing thing works. Oh, there we go. It does work today. It wasn't working on me yesterday. Let's get the, look at that. You can see this is too, that's too big there. Let's see. This is much better. You could see the winter storm watches there across almost the whole state of Oklahoma, outside of the Panhandle, almost the whole state of Arkansas, a large chunk of northern Louisiana, and a huge chunk of Texas. So I would anticipate these winter storm watches probably get extended up to like at least Wichita. Here, probably all the way over towards like Roswell, down here towards I-10, towards Midland, Odessa. You're going to be in those watches at some point. And then I bet they get extended all the way through Mississippi, Alabama, all the way to the coast. I bet they look like this. Now, they could get extended further to the north, depending on their storm track, or possibly even further south. If the GFS model's right, the Gulf Coast will probably get under those. But this is what I would anticipate. Maybe you get like ice storm. Maybe you get ice storm warnings right here. So maybe there's winter storm warnings up to the north, and then you get a big stretch of ice storm warnings all the way across here. But I'm glad my little pen works. All right, so let's talk about our models here. Let's go through it. Let's just go through the precip. Here's a European model, and right now this is the model that I think probably has the best handle on this storm. So there's 4 or 5 different models we look at. I think the European has the best handle on it. What is up, Jim? Beth, how's it going? And does that say Andon West? What is up, everybody? If you're just tuning in, make sure to like the stream. Everybody in the chat, comment, let's go. Make sure to emphasize the O. Everyone say, let's go. Appreciate you guys liking the stream, being active in chat. That helps me out a lot. So I'll probably do another one of these tonight if this stream does decent. But what is up, everybody? I know there's a lot of other chasers out streaming right now, so maybe that affects things. But here's our European model. You can see here by Friday dinner time. Here's Friday, 6 p.m. dinner time. Y'all better order your pizza early, because you're not going to be able to order pizza probably after this, because everything's going to get shut down. But you can see some light snow starts to form across Oklahoma, Kansas, New Mexico. You have a mix across Texas. And then Saturday, 6 a.m., your snow builds throughout the night, and you have a full-blown winter storm at this point. You have heavy icing here, Red River southward, and then you have a snowstorm ongoing up to the north. Now, we'll have to watch this. This is just one model run, okay? So who knows? Maybe this ice ends up further south if that cold air infiltrates a little bit more. Maybe it's farther north. Maybe the snow line is a little bit farther north up in here. Maybe not. So maybe it's more suppressed. Maybe this high pressure up here is a little stronger, and it suppresses. This high pressure could suppress the precipitation So that's why our trough out here, how our trough out here phases with the main trough up here. You got a trough up here across the Midwest and the Great Plains, and then you have another trough out here near the Baja of California. And how these troughs phase, or if they even phase at all, is going to determine what our storm's going to do. It's high pressure, also very important as well. You got your low out there in Colorado. Pretty typical stuff there. So as we go throughout the day, Saturday, your snow shield by dinner time, this is Saturday at 6 p.m., your snow shield, really Nashville is getting absolutely hammered right here. You still got a decent bit of light snow icing on the back end, which is, these areas are going to already have a ton of snow and ice on the ground. But you start to get your snow shield over here into the Carolinas. So what's up, everybody? Let's go, everybody. Let's go. How's it going? What's up, Lightning? Sprinkles? How's it going? It's good to be prepared. Yes, it is good to be prepared. But I want to start doing these briefings and these live streams, and I don't know. I want to see how they do here. And then, so that was where is that? Saturday at dinner time by 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Look at this. You still have snow ongoing across Oklahoma, Arkansas. In spots of Oklahoma and Arkansas, it could snow for almost 40 plus hours straight, which is crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen 40 to 50 hours of continuous snow across the southern plains or the Ozarks, but it could happen here. You have that ice line now all the way up towards Nashville. And then the Del Mar, I think it's like the Del Marva. Yeah. Delaware, Maryland, Virginia is getting smoked by snow here Sunday morning. And Atlanta is getting smoked by freezing rain. So those pinks are freezing rain. Obviously, the blues are snow. And the purple is sleet. And there you can see there's little purple colors. That's sleet. There's not a ton of sleet. I think there's going to be more sleet than what this model's picking up on. But not a ton of sleet here. So what's the difference between snow, sleet, freezing rain? Well, you can look at a sounding and see that. Let me show you guys. This is pretty cool. I won't get too technical into this because I know this is very confusing. But you want to look over here. This right here, there's your surface temperature and dew point. So your surface temperature is 24. So that red line, you can't really see the red line because it's kind of overtaken by the dew point line. But that red line here, I might be covering it. My face might be covering it a little bit, but that, here we go. I'll move it down so my face isn't. Okay, yeah, so my face isn't covering it. Whoa. That is we don't want that. Here we go. See your temperature, dew point, your temperature is 24. So as you go up in the atmosphere, you can see your temperature goes up. See how your temperature this is a freezing rain. So this is for ice. This is a classic sounding for ice. Your temperature, so as you go right, your temperature increases. So you can see your temperature at the surface is 24. But as you go up into the atmosphere, so the higher up this chart you go, the higher into the atmosphere you are. As you go up about 2 miles, you can see here 2 miles up into the atmosphere, your temperature line is all the way over here. It's all the way to the right of this line, which is going to give you freezing rain. See that? Now, 24 degrees and freezing rain, that is a big problem. Big problems right there. You even have a little bit of you can see your LCL, your lifted free convection and your equilibrium. So you even have some cape here. You even have some cape. You could get some lightning. So this is a sounding over Atlanta. So that's what your freezing rain sounding looks like. So if we go up here into Virginia, let's take a sounding and see what it looks like for snow. So you can see for snow, you still have this part that comes out. But your surface temperature is only 15 degrees. So even though the air right above the surface is a lot warmer than on the surface, it stays below freezing. So this is your freezing line right here. This line that I just highlighted, that's your freezing line. So see how in the snow sounding, it stays to the left of your freezing line? You're going to stay all snow. And then you can see 15 at the surface. And so if I go back and I compare this, we can even do this. We can, actually, we'll just do this. We'll just go back and compare it. You can see freezing rain. Your freezing line is right here. And you see how this goes to the, see how it goes to the right? See how that line goes to the right of your freezing line? That's why you're getting freezing rain. So those snowflakes are melting, turning into raindrops. And then obviously, if the surface temperature is like 25 degrees, they're going to freeze at the surface. So if we want to go look at amounts here, don't get too caught up with these amounts because this is just one model run. Okay, so don't get too caught up with these guys. Yeah, this could be a historic. When I put historic in the title, I mean that. Like this, we'll see. But as of right now, this could very well be a historic thing. So you can see the European has about, this is the snow, the totals on the European. 18 inches Little Rock, 15 Oklahoma City. You can see Dallas down here, not as much because you're getting more ice. Dallas down here, you're getting more ice. You're not going to pick as much snow. Amarillo to Lubbock, 5, 6, 7 inches on here. So we'll go a little bit to the, hope you guys got a good look at that. We'll go a little bit to the east here. Nashville, 17, 18 inches here. Even all the way up to Louisville, still sitting at like 8, 9. That's still a big storm. Memphis, 15. But we'll have to watch this freezing line because if you just go an hour south of Memphis, you're almost getting no snow. So you're going to have to watch where this freezing line ends up. Fayetteville, Bentonville, 12 to 15 here. That would be a major storm for them too. And then we can go all the way to the mid-Atlantic. 20, I believe this is Richmond, Virginia. I think this is Richmond. 20 inches in Richmond. And up towards D.C., 14 inches. Actually, I don't think this run is all the way out. Okay, so even more. New York City, 14 inches, but as you all will see in a second, the other models don't have them picking up much. Philadelphia. So everybody kind of picks up like 12 to 18 right here. If we go to the GFS, there's the GFS. So the Euro as New York City and Philly getting 12 to 15 inches. And you go to the GFS, nothing, nada, 0. So look at the difference there. One model, so it's just weird. You're trying to forecast snow, and one model has you getting 15 inches, and the other model didn't have you getting anything. So that's why it's so hard for these meteorologists. So you can see the GFS is south. So the north part of Atlanta, a foot plus. Charlotte, 20. I don't even know what I would do if Charlotte got 20 inches of snow. I'd be going there to chase, that's for sure. Parts of Raleigh and Greensboro getting smacked. So if we go over here to the go over further west, you can see like Oxford, Mississippi getting smacked. Huntsville, Alabama. Red River, Texarkana, Paris. But see, look. Fayetteville, 2 inches of snow. 2 inches of snow for Fayetteville on the GFS. But then you go to the Euro, and you're talking about a foot plus. So that's where we're at right now with these models. It is so crazy right here. Guys, these areas will get shut down for days. Let me read some chat here. Yeah, let your water faucets drip. Make sure to drip your faucets, especially if you're in the South. Your homes obviously are not insulated the same. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good sprinkles. How's it going? You're definitely in Minnesota. You're definitely very prepped for all that stuff. Perfect weather for cold smoking cheese and eggs. You think he's crazy? Yeah. So these areas, if this stuff, even if the GFS happens, so see how wide the Euro is. We'll go to the national view, but look at how wide the snow is on the Euro. I mean, this is a huge swath here. It is a huge swath of snow. I mean, that's like a third of the country getting in on the storm, and not to mention all these areas up here, but the lakes that have been getting slammed all year. If you go to the GFS, it's a much smaller area. See, there's still a big area getting in on the snow. It's just much smaller and farther south. So it's much skinnier. So here's the reason why. Let me break down some meteorology for you guys. I don't want to be boring, but let me show y'all why this is happening. So we'll go to here. We'll go to Sunday. This is Saturday night. So this is Saturday midnight. Okay, Saturday night. This is the GFS model. You can see here. Look at your two. You have multiple systems here. So you have a trough up here swinging down. That was a terrible arrow sign. You got a lot of zonal flow right here. So generally, you just have a general big trough right here. You have another trough right here. So this trough out here by the Baja needs to phase with this trough up here. So this is what happens with the GFS. The GFS, well, guess what it does? It doesn't, the GFS, sorry, my face is possibly blocking that, but I think we're good. So the GFS, look, it doesn't phase the troughs together. See how it kind of has that trough down by the Baja? It kind of just has that trough sitting down there, spinning. It doesn't phase. So y'all see that. It does not phase well with this trough. And by the time it phases, well, it's already Monday. By the time it phases, the Euro phases the trough on like Saturday. So we can go, now look at the difference here. We're going to go to the Euro. And I think that the Euro has, like I said, I think that the Euro has a much better handle than the GFS does. The Euro has a much smoother handle. So you can see here, the Euro at midnight has that main trough here, just like the GFS does. But see, look at how much more amped up. Look at how much bigger this trough is. It's so much more amped up. And watch, it gets pulled in by this other trough. So watch, if I go through, if it lets me. See, if I go through time here, look at how this trough gets pulled in. So look, here's Sunday morning. I'm going to compare the two, actually. Here's Sunday morning on one. We'll do the other. We'll go to the GFS here. The 18Z is out. We'll see if the 18Z changed or no. But I don't think it changed. It looks about the same. Okay. So I have something else to talk to you guys about in a second, but we'll go back to the 12Z. The newest GFS run is loading in as we speak. So if you don't know, the GFS and the Euro are kind of like the two main models that we look at for like mid to long range. The GFS run is loading in. The new run is loading in. And it completely caved to the Euro. So completely caved. But we'll look at the 12 here. So here, look at this. Here's the 12Z GFS. Has the trough low. Sunday morning it has it somewhere over the Baja. But see how it's not phasing? So then we go to the Euro. Look, completely different. It has the trough totally phased. Completely different. So this is what just happened. The newest GFS run finally gave in. It gave into the Euro. So here's the new GFS run. So we're looking at the stuff from this morning. Here's the one that just came in. Look, now it looks just like it looks like the Euro. It literally looks like the Euro. See how the low on the last run was all the way out here. Now it looks like the Euro. That's a big, big, big change right there. So basically what this means is our storm is going to be more amped up, and we're going to be going more towards a solution of like, we're going to be going more towards the solution of, not Call of Duty. Let's go to COD weather. We're going to be going more towards the solution of a more amped up storm. So I tweeted out, I posted on my personal account. I also posted on the Stormrunner Media account, but I posted about how I thought that the GFS was wrong and that the Euro was right. And well, the GFS just completely changed and it's with the Euro now. So that was a correct statement about the GFS being wrong. That was some good intuition there. New GFS has 30 inches. Okay, well, we're about to look at it. What's up, Savannah? How's it going? What's up, Carol? Hope you're doing well. What's up, everybody? Make sure to like the stream. And if you guys like this kind of stuff, I'll do it a lot more, especially during severe season. But, I mean, if there's going to be a historic winter storm this week, I'll certainly... Okay, so here's the GFS. Friday. Whoa, this is Friday at noon. Okay, so it's starting earlier. By noon on Friday, you already have a big mess over I-40 by Friday at noon. And then by Friday dinner time, yeah, and you can see that you can see now the GFS has a second wave of energy Saturn. I mean, this is just, I mean, I don't say this lightly. This is starting to set up to be generational. And I mean that generational for certain areas. Truly is. It truly is setting up that way. So now look, the last GFS run had New York City getting no snow. Now it doesn't have them getting a lot, but it brings that snow shield up to New York and Philly up there. So you can see that that's a change just in 6 hours. It brings that snow shield all the way up now. Yeah, don't take any of these 100%, but I mean this. I've been looking at this stuff for about 5 years, okay? I'm only about 21 years old. I started looking at a lot of this stuff when I was like 15, 16. This is the strongest signal I've ever seen for a snowstorm 4 days away. The only thing that comes close to it was February of 2021. So this is different. Oh my gosh. I don't want to look at these snow totals. This is different than February 2021 because February 2021, the duration was very long. There was like one storm that went 2 days. And then a day later, there was another storm. And then a day later, there was another storm. And everything was a tundra for 8 to 10 days. I mean, really, and here in southern Missouri, we were in a tundra for 2 weeks. That's not going to happen. We're not going to be in a frozen tundra for 2 weeks, but for 4 or 5 days, this is going to be, as far as single storm goes, potentially the most impactful in a long, long time. So this is wild. I actually probably gotta post some stuff on social media about this one here. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. What state? Okay. We're going to start at West Texas and look at some of this. How about we start in Oklahoma? Here's the GFS totals. You can see 18, 20 inches here on the Red River. OKC picks up a foot, which is so much different. On the last run, OKC picked up 7 inches. Now they pick up a foot. So you can see it's bringing in North Joplin like 3 inches. Northwest Arkansas went from like 2 to like 8. Little Rock, 20 inches of snow according to GFS. Guys, remember, one model run. Don't take this to heart, okay? This is probably overdoing it, and there's probably going to be some sleet that mixes in here, but this is insane. I mean, this is insane. So, Knoxville, Tennessee, 3 feet of snow. If that happens, I'm going to Knoxville. That is crazy. So this is just so amped. I mean, this is incredible. Greensboro and Raleigh area, 34 inches of snow. That is not happening. Well, I don't want to say never, but that is not. I highly doubt that's happening. Richmond still, Washington D.C. is getting 14 inches of snow on this run, and it looks like nothing because Greensboro, North Carolina is getting 35 inches on this run. So just one run, guys. So don't take this one to heart. But you still got Philly getting a good storm and New York getting a little bit there. So, all right, let's see what the I want to see what the radar looks like over here, or the simulated thing. So each little thing is 3 hours. So just remember that. So each time that the picture changes on here, it's 3 hours. And so these are in 3-hour increments. Okay, so here we go. First snowfall starts at Saturday around midnight. All day look, it's heavy snow all day Saturday. Here's Saturday night, heavy snow. You can see that. You can see the sleet down here. Sleet, ice. Sunday, kind of light to moderate snow. You get a few little whiffs of heavy snow in here, and then it finally leaves by Monday morning. It finally leaves, and then by Monday afternoon, you still have snow. You still have some snow along the coast, but that's insane. That's insane. That is insane, insane, insane. Yeah, the GFS is, yes, it's lost its mark. Okay, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna be live for like another 5 minutes, probably, guys, and then I'm going to go. But we can look at the icon too. It looks pretty big. Just like the other, it suppresses a little bit, and then that second wave of energy. You can see the icon. Some of that snow gets suppressed, and then that second wave of energy comes in and dumps heavy snow. And the run only goes out 120 hours. So, but once again, we have winter weather watches across Oklahoma, Texas. Here, let's click on. Let me click on like Fort Smith and see what the forecast is. I wonder if it gives me. I wonder how to get to the end. I don't use the I wonder if I can look at the impacts. Kind of look at Oklahoma City here. Get detailed information. Here we go. Oklahoma City. 90% chance of snow Friday night. 80% Saturday. And then they have it. They don't have any amounts out yet. They're not going to have any snowfall amounts yet. It's too early. Oh, I wonder if there's a way I can look at the impacts. Whoa. That's right now. It's pretty nice. I woke up this morning and it was 15 degrees here. Now it's like 40 something. The Latin Walmart doesn't have snow shovels. That's hilarious. I wonder if there's a way to look at I think this is it. There we go. I think this is it. Well, there's a way to. I saw this earlier. This only. Hopefully, I'm good. I just hit my mic. This only goes out to Thursday. I can't even see Friday. But I know there's a way. I know there's a way for me to see it. But oh well. It is what it is. So the GFS completely caved. Look at this is the GFS that came out this morning. Look at this upper level low over the Baja of California. And now it's phasing. So what did we say? What did we say? All right, guys. I want to go live again tonight at some point. Maybe. And if I go live tonight, it'll probably be like 10:30, 11, and I'll probably stay live longer till like midnight. I'll probably go live until like midnight or something. I'll probably be live much longer. So is there any way for me to make a new stream and then like raid myself? And not that it's going to make a difference, but I'm sure I can do it. Yeah, dude, I'm interested to see how this pans out. I wonder if I can look at the 2021. I wonder if I can look at how much snow fell in 2021 and see any kind of graphic. I don't know if there's going to be any good graphic, but I mean, I remember these storms. It's crazy. I mean, you could see right here, look at the nonstop snow. It nonstop snowed for like a day, and then there's another storm like a day after. The Rufus. Okay, one more thing I'll look at is the Rufus goes out to. Yeah, the Rufus goes out now 84 hours. So let's look at the Rufus. The Rufus will at least show us the early impacts of the storm in like the southern plains. It won't go out far enough to where we can see it over to the east, but it'll at least show us the early impacts. I don't know how good this model is for snow. All right, here's Friday at noon. So at Friday at noon, you can see around 44 and 40, you can see a lot of this stuff start to develop there. And then by about 3 p.m., starts to get stronger all the way from Lubbock. Lubbock's getting like sleet, freezing rain in the piney woods. Dallas, you're dropping temps. This is going to be a big deal for Dallas. Even down here, Austin, San Antonio, Georgetown, possibly the northern areas of Houston. You're all going to get into it. Midland, Odessa. Everybody's getting impacts from this. I wish I could split myself up into like 5 people and go cover like 5 different places. Snow Purcells. There's some Snow Purcells. I know Connor Croft over there where he had some today. So it goes out to midnight Saturday. So the Rufus isn't overall like too strong with this stuff. Has a big ice event down here. And it has a big ice event for Dallas. The snow side on the Rufus isn't too hot. And then you have some light snow developing up here, but there's not much going on. The Rufus is showing more of the icing event early. Now this is early, so this only goes to midnight Friday. So like it's not going all the way out. But yeah, look, by midnight Friday, it already has like a huge icing event. And then some of these areas up here getting a lot of sleet and ice. As far as snow goes, doesn't have a lot at this point, so it's still developing. So is the GFS. The GFS, I guess it doesn't have a ton either, and then by the end, it blossoms it. So, guys, I want to try to go live like twice a day as we get into this storm. So, and obviously I'll be chasing it for a couple days over on Stormrunner Media. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and end this one here, but I will be live again tonight. I don't know what, probably like 10:30 when the new models come out. I'll probably wait till then, but I'll probably be live about 6-7 hours. 6-7 hours I'll be live, but no technical difficulties today, no random computer shutoffs, but appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'll see you guys in a few hours. Share the stream, like the stream, and I will see you soon.